This enchanted lullaby.
There is no truth until you decide what truth is, and each person should find that truth out for his or herself.
This enchanted lullaby. This enchanted lullaby.
You know what? Global family, look in the mirror. I want you to take a good look. You are the champion, the hero of your story. No matter how much praise you may give some of us who may help you on this journey, it is you who has to walk it. We are only a catalyst to help you see.
Tony, again, I give you accolades for, I don't even know what to say, for all the efforts, man, that you put in my behalf.
There is no truth until you decide what truth is.
It is you who has to walk it. We are only a catalyst to help you see.
Person should find that truth out for his or herself.
To help you see.
For his or herself.
Greetings, everyone. So this week here, we'll be having a few podcasts, and these podcasts will be kind of in a Halloween theme. There's no need to talk about ghosts and goblins when we have reality that we can actually talk about, which at many times is more scary than those fictional settings. So what you're about to hear here momentarily is that we have, as many of you know, we have a herbology course, and every 2 weeks or so, we have a online class where we go over homework, where we get into other health and wellness topics. And so during this last class, which was on Sunday, a revelation came about, which many may be missing. And so it was so important, it was so powerful that I felt that it needed its own short podcast. And so I really do hope you do appreciate it. If you are interested in this type of material, you are also welcome to join the class if you choose to. You can find it on the website under shop and then courses. Okay, shop and then courses on the website. So before we just get into it here in a moment here, I just want to also say that what you're going to hear here about Irish moss is not every species of Irish moss. There are, from what I've seen this by Googling, there are over 100 species of Irish moss. And so not all of them are going to have the issue that you're going to see here. But so keep that in mind, but also keep in mind that the main species that is being mass consumed, it seems to me that many of them do have this particular issue. Because when you Google Irish moss, even if you go to your local health food store and look at the species of Irish moss, more than likely is going to be the species or subspecies of what we're going to be talking about here in a moment. So keep that in mind. Again, it does not include all species of Irish moss. And let us begin. And for those who are able to, we're just going to look up something here. But nevertheless, what did you find out about almond milk, Drew?
Almond milk, I Googled it. Oh, what did I find out? Okay.
Yes.
Basically, let me check just right here. Hold on. So the brand that I drink is Silk almond milk. And there's
Silk?
Yeah,
almond?
Silk.
Okay.
Silk almond milk. It said that it contains a carcinogen called Carrageenan.
Okay.
And they said it's pretty much in all the organic foods, all like organic shelf foods.
I'm gonna pull it up here.
Carrageenan spelled Carrageenan.
All right, so let's see something here. If you all can see my screen there. So Silk Pure Almond Milk here. Let's see. Okay, so here's one here. That one doesn't have it,
I
but
think that's an old brand.
let's see here. Okay, I'll repeat that.
I think that's an old brand.
Oh, okay. So let's see here. Maybe. Let's see.
Yeah, Tony, if people
There it
if
is.
people didn't
Mhm.
if people didn't notice the labeling that it said pure almond milk, so when you're looking at it, you're thinking that it's pure almond, but actually when you look at it very closely, you see the trademark symbol. So
Yeah.
that's deceptive labeling right there. But yeah, I caught that when I saw that, so I wanted to share it. Thank you.
Yes. So okay, excellent, Z. Excellent. So I'm glad you mentioned that. Just for so we all could have we could all be on the same page, literally here, right? So when you see that like that, so as you see here on the screen, Silk Pure Almond with the trademark. Okay, this is saying that it's not necessarily pure almonds. This is just what they're calling it. Okay, it could be all types of things, but see that's so deceptive, right? If I say, yeah, everyone, this is say I had, let's say for example I had Metacenters pure coconut, right? Just like this, right? Into the trademark, right? It's not going to be, it doesn't mean it's going to be just coconut in there. It's going to be all type of other stuff in there too. It's not just pure coconut. Okay, not just what you would think with the English language looking into the mind. No. That is so deceptive. And see, in these companies, in the long story short, the reason why in a few moments ago I was trying to show you a link how pharmaceutical company investors and pharmaceutical companies itself invest in food products, right? And you would think that why would pharmaceutical companies or chemical companies be investing in food? Easily find it, but obviously they change around now. Search engine results are becoming more and more. You have to be very controlled. Yes, you have to be very precise in what you how you kind of phrase it. And on top of that too, you have to do some digging in the websites or going past the first page yourself. But it is there for sure because I found it many times in the past. Okay, so so here's it is here. If you all see the screen here, this is the is this the word you were talking about here? The Carrageenan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There yeah.
And so you said this is what is the problem with this chemical here, Drew?
It is a carcinogen.
Okay.
We'll label a carcinogen.
Okay. And you said this is in many different products?
Yeah, a lot of organic foods, well, shelf foods.
So again, we think that we're drinking something. Even myself, it's not like I'm a perfect eater or anything like that. No, I have a hard time finding good food. You best to believe it. Okay. And so, you know, I have a hard time finding good food. And sometimes I don't eat a lot, period at all. Some people, like some people around me at times who know me and see how I eat personally, sometimes want to feed me stuff because I don't really eat. And it's been, I'm not like a super thin guy either. You know what I'm saying? My body has been accustomed to when I eat, I take in nutrients. When I don't, I just don't. Okay. And in the future, we get into a little bit of my diet, just so you all could learn some things about that. But
when he mentioned about the milk, I went to my cabinet and I have like 4 different brands. I have the Silk Almond, the one that he mentioned, but on mine it says it has checked off Carrageenan free. So it has, you know, saying that it's not non-art, but that could be, you know, that's just part of advertising. But I also have the So Delicious brand.
okay.
That one says that it's what does this say? Yeah, it says Carrageenan free, dairy free, non-GMO. And I also have the Pacific Foods brand, the hemp, that also says Carrageenan free. And then the other one that I have is the Blue Diamond brand. And that one says cholesterol free, non-MSG, dairy, lactose free, Carrageenan free, gluten free, soy free, casein free, and egg free. So I guess when you're looking for that, just look at the on the side to see, you know, what's actually in it.
Yeah.
I mean, so that you can see that it's not on there. I mean, that it doesn't have that particular ingredient, unless, and this is the other thing, unless they hidden that word Carrageen in another form. That's
Yeah,
what
right.
I'm searching for now.
So as you've seen there, based on what Cassandra just told us, is that it is, and I have seen that on many products as well, the Carrageen free. So it's so deadly, so cancer causing that it's caused so much of an uproar that these companies are using it as advertising, saying that I'm free of this. Also, the casein here, the casein, or how you pronounce that there, is also another one that I have seen that is an issue. They're using that as advertising. So the thing about it is that it's like, for example, let me give you an example of something that you have to take all of it pretty much with a grain of salt. Even though something has been found out that is known has been taken off, that's fantastic, but it doesn't mean a lot, and there's something else that's potentially there. What do I mean by that? For example, we all know with the plastics and everywhere it says it's, what does it say with plastics? It is what free?
Bpa-free.
Bpa-free, right. But there's many, many, many chemicals that go on into making plastic. Okay. And pretty much most of those chemicals are not good for our health. So just because you remove one that people have supposedly tested for and say, hey, yes, we removed this one. Yeah, everybody is in the uproar because they're so happy. What about the other 100+ chemicals that are in it? They are all also cancer causing and stuff like that. What about them? Nope, you don't hear anything at all. So I'm about to Google something here. Let's see here, BPA. I want to share my screen here. Okay, let's see if I found something here. Okay, so I still see BPA, but there's many others. Okay, this one will be talking about BPA. All right, let's bear with me, y'all. I want to show you all direct things here. Chemicals. So here's one. Okay, so here, I'm about to share my screen here. Okay. All right, so like here's one here that says why you shouldn't buy BPA-free plastic, what you should buy instead. Of course, it could be found in food storage containers, which are canned foods, water bottles, baby bottles, children's toys. They love to, they love to having them baby stuff, so they get them young. Thermal paper, medical and dental devices, including dental fillings and sealants. Okay. Electronics and sports equipment, plastics containing recycle code 3 and 4, 3 and 7 contain BPA. Resins containing BPA are also used to prevent corrosion and breakdown of metal. You'll find these resins in items such as canned baby formula. Like, why would you put it there, right? Food and beverage cans, metal lids and glass jars, and even water supply lines. All right. Is BPA-free plastic really safe? Why you shouldn't buy BPA-free plastics. Unfortunately, there are two problems with considering the safety of BPA-free plastics. One is that plastics labeled as BPA-free have been found to still leach low levels of BPA into the contents of the containers, even in cases of non-polycarbonate plastics. The other is that the chemicals typically used to replace BPA may be.
Tony, this is Cassandra. This is not, I haven't finished the homework assignment, but I was doing some research while we were on the call about the different names for Carrageen, or however you pronounce it. And it says other common names is PES, which is process yecumen seaweed, Carrageen gum, chondrus, Carrageen, Irish moss extract, Irish moss gellose, and vegetable gelatin.
So Irish moss, another name for the Carrageen is Irish moss.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see. Oh, okay, that's strange. I most definitely. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to do some research live here because I've never. And it's the whole point of our group chats here because we all learn here. So let's see here, Irish.
But I did see another YouTuber. She is really against this CMOS stuff, and I see why now. Because I just thought maybe that was just something. But yeah, she's saying that it's not a good thing to take, and I didn't really go into it. But I was like curious about, because I know they hide, they change up words to hide it as to something else, and that's what I came in. And I said another name for Carrageenan.
Okay, so first of all, I appreciate you doing that research on the fly and you're bringing that up. So here's a website I came across: Irish Moss, the history of Carragenean's roots. If you ever check the list of ingredients on your favorite ice cream, yogurt, chocolate milk, or frozen pizza, you have probably seen Carrageenan listed. Whether you have noticed it before or not, Carrageenan has been used in packaged foods for over 50 years, and in its history in the world's food supply dates back even further. Of course, many of us have seen this name here for Irish moss, right? This Crondus crispus. Many of us have seen this name, literally. Okay, if you buy Irish moss or consume Irish moss, it's like that. That's the main kind of more yellowish beige species that is pretty much sold everywhere. So it's made from a type of red seaweed known as the Crondus crispus. Archaeologists estimate humans have been harvesting seaweed like this for nearly 14,000 years. Evidence of red seaweed's medicinal benefits in China can be traced back to 600 BC, and it was originally used as a food source around 400 BC on the British Isles. Often referred to as Irish moss, the thick seaweed used for this Carrageenan grows abundantly along the rocky coastline of the Atlantic, including the shores of the British Isles, North America, and Europe. Thus, this seaweed is especially abundant along Ireland's rocky coastline, where it has been cultivated for hundreds of years for both its gelling properties in foods as well as purported medicinal purposes. In fact, Carrageenan's name comes from Carrageen Head, a cape near Northern Ireland. Every time we hear about Irish moss, we always hear about it from the islands and stuff like that, right? Maybe that's to give it, maybe that's just really, really good marketing to advertise to a certain subset of the populace, right? Even though it does come from the West Indies, but that's all we hear about. I've never heard that it comes from Northern Ireland, mainly, or the British Isles, mainly. Okay, every time I've seen people advertise it, it's from the West Indies. So the title of which was inspired by the Irish word, just keep saying the same word, which translates to the little rock. In 19th century, the Irish believed it could cure sick cows along with human colds, flu, and congestion. First, the seaweed was harvested and laid out to dry. Then it was washed. Let me continue on here. Yeah, so yeah, 100% spot on, Cassandra. You know what I'm saying? So when we see that word, it is actually another word for Irish moss. And as Drew has stated, this word here is cancer causing. Okay, so I think we all just exposed a conspiracy here. Literally. So if this word here,
wow,
if this chemical here, which we all looked at it, looking at this word, okay, yeah, it seems like a strange chemical. We all can agree on that, right? So, and to the point where products are saying that they are free of this, they actually use that as marketing because it's so cancer causing or in any other danger they may have. And this is just another name for Irish moss. And everybody named Mama talks about taking Irish moss. I mean, even I bought some from the West Indies myself. You know what I'm saying? Because after you make it, the gel, after a while, that seaweed kind of smell kind of turns me off. So I'll use it for a little while, maybe a few days. And I don't use it anymore because it starts to get really, that seaweed smell really starts to, or that ocean salt smell really starts to come out. And I don't like it at that point. Okay, personally. So, but people take this stuff like let me go back to it. People take Irish moss like it's about to go out of style. And really then what we are seeing is that they may be literally, we may see an epidemic of cancer within many communities because this is cancer causing. And not only that, in the so-called Black communities, we heard of Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi was a strong proponent for Irish moss. What is going on here? But my mind is kind of blown a little bit right now. Like, what?
That is crazy, Tony. They make it in gummy form now, like, you know, gummy bears as almost like a vitamin type thing for children and also adults, you know, CMOS gummies. And I just like instantly when you said conspiracy, I just thought of one of my former friends. She started, you know, taking these CMOS gummies because she hopped on the train, and after she finished the one, you know, the one container, she said she had started having like, you know, internal problems, and she wasn't sure what it was, but she wanted to go get checked. And I'm not sure what it was at this point, but she was definitely having issues. So yeah, it's really crazy, honestly.
I mean, this is kind of like, you know how like you hear like these for those who are old enough to even heard of Watergate and stuff like that, right? Which is pretty much, or other types of things like that, where some big governmental conspiracy was going on. Some random investigative reporter came across it and started to do some investigative journalism, end up collecting all this data, ended up exposing it, and literally the entire governmental body is like nervous, and people are getting literally arrested and all types of stuff, right? This is like on that level, but on our level, right? You know what I'm saying? This is like, what? This is actually a big thing here, actually. This is really big. Very interesting. For the person who, I think it was Cassandra, you say you have 4 different milk products over there that
Yes.
that all say carrageen-free. Can you type those out in the chat room? Okay, I would like to
Sure.
get that. Okay.
I sure will.
Thanks. All right, everyone. I mean, who thought that would happen, right? On this call. Whoa, that's actually a really big time. So anyhow, do appreciate everyone tuning in. You know what your homework assignment is. Hopefully, at least majority of you will do it. The homework assignment in details will be up, as well as some links will be up shortly in the homework area of the website. And anything else, let me know. Everybody take care.
Peace, everybody.
Fun class. Take care. Love and blessings for all. Thank you.
Peace, Tony.
Have a great Sunday, everyone.
Have a good day now.
Peace out, everybody.
All right, so I hope that you found that informative. And before we end this podcast, I'm going to read an article from Dr. Axe about Carrageenan. And that is the proper way of saying it, Carrageenan. So let's see here. I'm about to pull it up here on the screen here in a moment. And so let me go back to it. I just had it up here a moment ago. All right. So it says, is Carrageenan bad for your health? What are safer alternatives? Carrageenan is literally everywhere. It is virtually impossible to find a grocery store that doesn't sell products that include it as an additive. Even the natural food stores are full of it. You can find it in organic yogurt, tofu, coconut milk, baby formula, even in your nitrate-free turkey old cuts. I guess that's a typo. It's supposed to be cold cuts, I take it. Although it is so common in packaged food and you are probably consuming it in one form or another throughout the week, Carrageenan has a long and controversial reputation as an emulsifier that damages the digestive system. The National Organic Standards Board voted in November 2016 to remove it from the list of substances allowed in USDA organic food. However, the FDA still approves this ingredient as a food additive. At first glance, it may seem like Carrageenan is safe. It is derived from red seaweed and found in many health foods. But here's the bottom line. It may cause inflammation and digestive problems. And even though more human studies are needed to completely understand its potential dangers, for now, it should be avoided. I'm going to skip past this here. What is Carrageenan used for? When answering the what is Carrageenan question, it's important to realize that it is widely used for two main purposes. A food additive, although it adds no nutritional value or flavor, its unique chemical structure makes it exceptionally useful as a binder, thickening agent, and stabilizer in a wide variety of foods and healthcare products like Carrageenan in toothpaste. In conventional medicine, it is an active ingredient in solutions which treat everything from cough to intestinal problems. Known to decrease pain and swelling, it has even been reported that the acidic form is commonly used as a bulk laxative and to treat peptic ulcers. I'm going to put a link to this article so that you all can read this. It's a pretty long article that you all can read yourselves that goes into some of the health issues concerning Carrageenan, which is, of course, as we just learned, sea moss, at least a species of sea moss. And so it can cause fetal toxicity and birth defects. It can cause colorectal and liver cancer. It can cause glucose intolerance and insulin resistance. It can cause inflammation, immune suppression, promoting the growth of abnormal colon glands. And that was from a 1997 study. And this is all over the community. People are taking on a weekly basis the equivalent of maybe half a gallon or more of this stuff, thinking that is doing as far as, again, as many species. But the species that you see that's tended to be sold on social media, that's mass produced, tends to be this species, the species that causes the problems. Okay. Again, you could do your own research. I put a lot here for you to see for yourself. And overall, seems to be a good product if you get the correct species. Okay. It can have health benefits that may be very beneficial to many people. So again, I'm going to keep saying that because you have people who maybe sell, they may have, a ton of this in their business right now, and that's what they sell. And so they're going to get triggered. Okay. And other people tend to get triggered just for the sake of being triggered. Okay. So you all heard me say it many times. There's many species of sea moss. It's just that the main species you see sold all over the place, it tends to be this one, the one that causes the problems. Okay. So stay woke, everyone. We have another podcast or two coming this week, and we will talk soon. Take care.
This enchanted lullaby.
There is no truth until you decide what truth is, and each person should find that truth out for his or herself.
This enchanted lullaby. This enchanted lullaby.
You know what? Global family, look in the mirror. I want you to take a good look. You are the champion, the hero of your story. No matter how much praise you may give some of us who may help you on this journey, it is you who has to walk it. We are only a catalyst to help you see.
Tony, again, I give you accolades for, I don't even know what to say, for all the efforts, man, that you've put in my behalf.
There is no truth until you decide what truth is.
It is you who has to walk it. We are only a catalyst to help you see.
Person should find that truth out for his or herself.
To help you see.
For his or herself.